now that we know how to name our polynomials, now that we know what a binomial, trinomial, monomial, polynomial, now that we know what all of these are, we're going to look at degrees. So I'm going to write a monomial on the board. We're going to have 9n to the 4th power y. Okay, so 9n to the 4th power y. Now we want to look at degrees, and to find the degree of the monomial or polynomial, we want to look at the exponents. So we have this 4, which is visible, but we also have an invisible 1 on this y. So anytime we see a variable without a visible exponent, so without a 4 or a 2 or a 3 or any exponent, we know that there's going to be this invisible 1. Okay, so now that we know we have a 4 and a 1 for our exponents, we're going to add them. So we're going to add 4 plus 1, we get 5. Simple. That's our degree. 5 is our degree. So let's look at this monomial. We're going to have 4fc. So 4fc. To find the degree, we want to look for exponents. We don't have any visible exponents in this one. But remember, when there isn't a visible exponent, we know that there's a 1. There's an invisible 1. So we have f1 and c1. And now to find the degree, we just want to add these exponents together. So we get 2. So the degree of this one is 2. It's pretty simple. Okay, so now let's look at a polynomial. Let's put these two together. Let's do n to the 4th power y plus 4fc. Okay, so we said that this monomial had a degree, or this term had a degree of 5, and this term had a degree of 2. Now when we have a polynomial, we want to find the degree of each term. So we did that. We found the degree of this term, which was 5, and this term, which was 2. But we have a binomial. So we need to find the degree of the whole binomial, the whole polynomial. And that's going to be the biggest degree of the terms. So the degree of the whole binomial is going to be 5. So degree equals 5. It's pretty simple. You just find the degree of each term, and then the biggest degree is going to be the degree for the whole binomial, or the whole polynomial. Let's look at one more together. Let's do 7 in the 8th power plus 10zy minus 3mp. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to chunk this into terms. So this is a trinomial. Let's break it down into terms. So our first term is going to be this 7n to the 8th power. Second term is going to be this 10zy. And third power is going to be this negative 3mp. We can't forget this negative sign. Okay, so degrees. We look at the exponents, right? So degrees of each term. Look at the exponents. So this one we have an 8, and that's it. That's the only exponent we have. So the degree of this is going to be 8. Here in this term, we don't see any visible exponents. But remember, if there aren't any visible exponents, there's an invisible 1. So there's a 1 here. We have two variables. So there's a 1 here, and there's a 1 here. And when we're finding the degree, we add the exponents. So we have a 1 and a 1, and that equals 2. And the same thing on this one. We have two exponents, or two variables, but no visible exponents, which means there's an invisible 1 on each of them. So 1, 1, we add them together, and we get 2. Now remember, we're looking for the degree of the whole polynomial. The whole polynomial. So we want one degree, we want one number. And remember, when we do this, we take the biggest degree of each term. So the biggest degree here is going to be 8. So the degree of the whole polynomial, the degree of the whole trinomial, is going to equal 8. So this is our degree.